The Devil Dances Like the Wind. A story based on the Diablada de Píllaro in Ecuador. Author Fausto Ramos.
Current era. Pedro has disappeared. His friends do not know of his whereabouts. They only knew that he came down from his day eager to participate in Píllaro's annual Diablada. The last trace of Pedro is lost at the threshold of a cave, like a watchful eye over the town of Píllaro.
Colonial era.
In times of the viceroyalty of Peru, the indigenous people were subjected to the mita, forced to work for the construction of churches under the implacable gaze of the Spanish crown. José dreamed of freedom, of his land and the protection of Pachamama, but his destiny was tied to the settlers. José runs across the moor toward his home, where his wife welcomes him with open arms. Peace is short-lived. The barking of the mastiffs can be heard in the distance. The soldiers arrive at his hut and capture him and his wife, taking him back to face his destiny. José is taken before Father Geronimo, who controls the progress of the construction of the church. He condemns him to death by hanging. The shadows of the prison cover his face, while an unknown voice echoes in the darkness. You will have peace and freedom if you believe in me. I want you to be my loyal assistant on the biggest farm you can imagine. José closes his eyes, ignoring the strange charlatan, and rests. The next day, a crowd of Indians, Hispanic soldiers and nobles await the execution on the gallows. While the rope takes his breath away, he looks through the crowd at the Indian in the red poncho who accompanied him in the dungeon the night before. The gaze of the mysterious character questions him. Do you want to make the deal? And year after year there will be a celebration so that no one forgets this affront. And before José's eyes lose their shine and his body expires, he responds, I accept. Current era. Every January 6th, the devils take to the streets to dance in the Diablada, a celebration where worships the earth, water, fire, and freedom. Pedro Chinto heads to the town and takes refuge from a heavy downpour in a cave. There, an old man with a white beard, a wide smile, covered with a red poncho with embroidered tridents, hands him a red bundle. Here, something you need and have always dreamed of. Pedro takes the bundle, unties it, and discovers the most beautiful devil costume ever imagined. When he looks back, the generous gentleman has disappeared and the rain ends. Pedro tries on the costume and jumps with fright when he looks at himself and does not recognize himself in the dilapidated mirror placed on the wall. He is satisfied and sleeps impatiently, waiting for the hours to pass before starting the Diablada. Pedro joins the celebration. His suit shines among the crowd. The music intensifies. The devils dance furiously. Pedro, with his dazzling suit, becomes the leader of the procession. The dance seems endless. The body can't take it anymore, and the sun is about to set on the horizon. One of those leading the celebration signals to Pedro to follow him, joining a crowd that follows the elder Prios. The music band enters the main yard of an immense farm, singing music, and the guests accept the food offered by the host: mote, beans, frittata, toasted, and chicha. In the middle of the celebration, Pedro laughs at laughter around the rest of the devils. In a whirlwind of sensations that sweep away his understanding, and he falls exhausted to the floor. When Pedro wakes up, he doesn't know how much time has passed. It is in total and disturbing darkness. Pedro feels a change in his body. He palpates his face. His skin has a roughness from which a wild, hirsute hair. His features are grotesque and two enormous horns have sprouted from his forehead. Pedro snorts loudly, trying to remove that horrible mask from his face. The old man with a white beard appears and smilingly says, Come, get up, we have to keep dancing. The party is just beginning. The grotesque silhouette, between snorts and wheezes, disappears into the depths of the cavern. Now the Diablada has another dancer who will dance, free as the wind through the moors of Pachamama.
If you like this story of equatorial magical realism, share literature. Find more magical stories and legends from Ecuador in our book. The Lord of Tales, Lost Stories from the Middle of the World. Now available on Amazon. Fausto Ramos, writer.